from water. Have you seen the concept of hydroponics? They grow lettuce and everything without soil. Without soil. Without soil. Do you see? How do you think those creepy crawlers like vines and palm and all of that grow? They creepy onto the wall. What's happening? It's just that it's absorbing the water. It didn't require the soil for it to grow all the way through. Those are systems, right? Hydroponics, carry on.
And he had fruits. Then he said to his companion,
وَكَانَ لَهُ ثَمَرٌ. Now this is important before I forget that. Thamar here can be read in 3 different ways, according to the Arabs and the linguists. Right? And most of the scholars say, and he had fruits, is not exactly the exact translation. Some of the translation, and he had wealth. Right? Thamar, thamara, or it can be read as thumur. Thumur actually means, besides all of this wealth that he had in terms of agriculture and all of this, what you might call it, gardens and this grains and wheat and whatever, and corn and whatever it is there. Thumur, he had wealth. He was abundantly wealthy. Okay? So he yielded a lot of earnings and he had a lot of money. وَكَانَ لَهُ ثَمَرٌ. Right, then?
And he had fruits.
And he had wealth, right?
Then he said to his companion, and he used to argue with him, I have greater wealth than you and am stronger in respect of men.
Right. Now this is important. This is where we get to the crux of this discussion. Why is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving this example and this parable in Surah Al Kahf? It's an indication and it's a parable for us and a lesson to us about the destructive, right, effects of wealth on people when wealth corrupts the heart of people. Number one. That's a general discussion. The more important one in relation to Surah Al Kahf is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is bringing to your attention the disease which will corrupt people in the era of Dajjal. And that will be the inordinate lust for wealth, which will blind them to spiritual realities. That will be the disease of corruption in the era of Masih al-Dajjal, wherein people will glamorize wealth, and people will desire wealth to such a degree that they will do anything to acquire it and to acquire that lifestyle, to a point wherein wealth will be so glamorized and made such a thing that everyone should aspire to, that people will begin to despise a simple life and look at even a simple life as being poverty. That is the greatest corruption of the era of Dajjal. Wallah. The Prophet ﷺ said, Inna li kulli ummatin fitna. For every ummah there is a fitna. Wa fitna to ummati al-mal. And the fitna of my ummah, the trial and tribulation of my ummah is al-mal. And the Prophet ﷺ, there is no greater fitna than the fitna of ad-Dajjal. So what is he going to use to corrupt the hearts and the minds of people? Wealth. And if you look at this secular world and secular society that you are living in right now, right? With the resultant materialist philosophy that comes hand in hand with it, right? Where people have dispensed with God and religion. What becomes your religion then? Allah is gone, Deen is gone. What's left? Dunya. So what becomes your religion? What is it that you incline towards? What is it that you orient yourself towards? You orient yourself towards dunya. And what is the greatest acquirement of dunya and acquisition of dunya? To get as much as you can here and now. That's the challenge, and that is the greatest disease that will corrupt the ummah, which will be the Dajjal age. Right? We start off the discussion with Dajjal after namaz. Just remind me to give you that hadith about Dajjal and relate it to this parable here. Hey,